back, guys. Welcome back. Welcome to the Ready, Set, Blow podcast, episode 328. I fucked it up the first time. I got it right on the second try. The mics were wobbling, so we decided to put a prop underneath the fucking the little stand here. But I got my man Xander Beltran on the show. Finally, like I was saying, I was breaking his balls a minute ago. He's the fucking toughest guy to get. He requested to be on the show 4 or 5 times. I said yes every time, and then every time he bailed on me. Last time he cost me $25, dude.
Oh man.
Well, I had to pay the Jeff needs a fucking paycheck too, the producer.
You want me to go get my wallet?
You could just go suck him off, you fucking turd.
I'm sorry. What happened last time? I
got drunk, dude.
I canceled that part of the trip.
Yeah, the last time you canceled, but the time before that, you just got hammered, which is understandable.
Oh sure.
But the
you
best,
know why I went over to Accidental Chaos.
That's always. I mean,
it was. There is no relaxing.
It's a crack house masquerading as an open mic. It's a fun time. I do recommend the open mic, but it is.
Shouldn't have been like, I'll stay at Nathan's and then go do this podcast that matters to me.
The best part about it was I think we booked the studio for like 2 p.m.
I was like, I still can't do it.
You missed it. That's really bad when you miss a 2 p.m. call time.
When you're like partying, it's like 4 a.m. You're like, I need to stop drinking. Yeah. Then all of a sudden you hear birds. You're like, I have to text people and tell them I can't do the stuff I said I was going to do today.
Anything I said I was going to do, I got to cancel on.
I need to sleep all day.
Dude, that's why you know you're a real piece of shit when you're setting a PM alarm.
Oh my God, yeah. Dude, I do that a lot. That's like half of my life.
I've done it.
I'm a big afternoon nap guy, though.
Yeah, no, I've done it for a nap, but I've also done it just like after a night of partying. It's like, oh, shit. Like, I need my 8 hours. It's whatever, fucking 4:30 in the morning.
Honestly, I think you're a more insane person if you still get up at 8 a.m. You have those friends who are like drink with you till 6 and then they're up at 8 and they're like, what are we doing? Where are we going? You're like, what are you talking about?
Dude, I used to be able to do that going to work. I mean, I would get trashed before my old day job. Like, we'd go, like, I remember one time we got so fucked up at a Christmas party. We were talking about Christmas parties earlier at my crib. A guy had just got promoted to partner in the investment banking group I was working at Citigroup. It's like a big promotion.
Right.
We went out for our Christmas party. He went fucking ham. He went bananas. 1 bar, 2 bar, 3 bars. Then we go to the strip club out to like 5:36 in the morning. And then, I drag myself back in at 9:30, go home, get a shower, get 30 minutes of sleep, go back to work. And the fucking, like the big boss is like, the guy's name is Colby. I won't say his last name. He's like, where's Colby? It's like, last time I saw him, he was at fucking, the Spearmint Rhino, whatever the fuck, or what was the hot club at the time? Scores.
He just stayed out.
He was at Scores, and they couldn't get a hold of him. And he had like a big meeting. And it went from, it's bad when it goes from anger that you're late to work to concern that something might have happened.
Are you okay?
Yeah, when the texts go from where are you to are you all right?
Just call their mom. You're like, we don't even want them to work with us anymore. We just want to make sure they're not dead.
Yeah, exactly.
We gave the work to somebody else. We just actually want to make sure
we're
that
concerned
we
about
lose
his safety.
Our friend.
Yeah, he goes. My boss goes, fucking Colby. It's his first day as partner. It's about to be his last.
Did he make it?
He made it back. He was just hammered.
Just still drunk.
Couldn't answer his phone. Yeah.
So what's your whenever you're like that fucked up and you have to do something in the morning, do you ever how often do you ever just power through and then because sometimes it's like worse if you just get an hour and a half of sleep.
Yeah,
you should just almost keep sipping on a little bit of alcohol.
I'll do that if I have like an early flight that's like a personal flight,
right?
That's the most common one flying back from a weekend. Like I'll have the 6 a.m. flight and we'll close down the bar at 2 or 3. So I'll just sometimes go straight to the airport just so I don't miss the flight.
Yeah.
Back when I was still working in finance, I was younger, I was in my 20s and early 30s. I would do that maybe once every other month. Go out and oh fuck, just gotta grin and bear it. But for the most part, I would wait. I would save it up for the weekend,
Right.
Monday night, it was really about getting home so I can get stoned and watch TV and pass out. Right. I was good about keeping that balance.
Yeah.
Surprisingly.
I don't go that hard when I have stuff to do the next day. Usually,
it depends. It depends on how important it is. Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, look, what is it? Fucking 10 a.m. We're having high noons at 10 a.m. As we drink in the morning.
I myself that I can stay at a friend who likes to party's house and be a good boy. I'm always I can actually, because we'll just get really high. We'll just get super stoned and watch Bill Maher or nature show. But some of my friends, it's just Really, Xander? You think you're gonna go over there and not drink till fucking?
I feel like everybody has friends like that. Like when you're together,
we have to.
It brings out the worst in the two of you. You know, like I've had buddies like that. Like
partying with him.
We drink twice as much because we're together. You know, like that kind of thing happens all the time.
Or you have those friends like that you went to college with, and you, like in college you used to like smoke a cigarette with them a couple times a week, and then as soon as you see them, you're like.
Cigarette time.
Darts. You have your nickname from college. You want to do a little blue dart? A little blue dart. Dude, you sort of like somebody who you're like, you want to do a little chomper? You go golfing and do a chomper? Huh?
I'm pushing 40, dude, and you would think the phrase "I'll do it if you do it" didn't still control my life, but it does. I'll definitely, you know, like, oh, like, you know, do you guys want to do this? I don't know. I'll do it if you do it.
Sure.
Which is the worst, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think the best method for controlling all that stuff is just not doing stuff on your own too. You know what I mean? If you have buddies that are gonna get you to party, you can't be fucking drinking by yourself.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Well, I'm. That's actually one of my best friends who's sober. I got sober like over 10 years ago. He made the comment like I knew you weren't a problem. Like obviously I like to drink. I like binge drink. I'll party. Saturday night whatever. But he was like. So that was the difference between me and you. Like, I've seen you have, like, a beer with dinner and then just stop drinking. He's like, if I have one, I was out for the night. You know, that's like, at home, I don't really drink by myself ever. It's always when I'm out.
Yeah. I save it.
And Jeff tends to be around that.
Also, like, I usually let it be, we open for headliners, right? Usually, I just let them decide what kind of weekend's going to be.
Oh,
I get to the club on Friday completely sober, and
that's just good.
That's just rolling up tree in the room. I'm like, we're doing stand up high this weekend.
That's just good etiquette. That's how you make friends.
If they're not drinking, it's so fucking weird. I have friends that will be in a green room. The headliner drinks fucking chamomile tea before they go on stage, and my friends in the corner I'm like, stop drinking. No, this is not. They're not gonna like you more if you get. You should just. Go in a corner, read a book.
Yeah, you kind of do whatever they're going to. You kind of follow the lead in that sense.
I mean, also, it's like, sometimes it's like, oh, thank God the headliner doesn't want to party the whole weekend.
Well,
like, some people, I'm like, dude, I'm exhausted. I can't drink this much.
But also, like, what if the headliner wanted to party and you didn't like that person?
Uh-huh.
You know? Like, you stuck going out. Could you imagine?
Like, we're getting drinks after, right? And you're like,
no.
Guess.
Yeah, sorry, man, I got a thing. What do you mean a thing? It's fucking 12:30.
I got a business meeting at 1 in the morning.
I got a dentist appointment. Like, where the fuck you going?
I actually have to see my chiropractor. Yeah, he's only available at night. He's actually a vampire.
It's really weird. So it's really bizarre. He keeps odd hours.
You know the best move? If you want to do something like that, just always say it's a date, because you can just say... Also, no one's mad at you when you're like, I'm going to go see a girl.
Yeah.
You can literally leave... My parents will be like, it'll be an important day. They want me to fucking help. I'll like help for a while, and I'm like, hit my limit, and I'm like...
It really is.
I have a date with a woman.
I got you to specify with a woman so as not to disappoint your dad. He's like, I thought he was.
Because every day my dad just looks, he goes, it's not going to be.
I thought he was a gay with that long hair.
I did theater and I have long hair. And yeah. I let other people call me Zanny. You know what I mean? Zanny. I encourage it.
I used to, back when I was using the dating apps, when I first got into them, a couple of years after they came out, I would always leave myself an out on a date. So like,
oh, you gotta have that.
And sometimes I would double them up. I'd have like schedule 2 dates a night, right? So you schedule one girl for like after work drinks, and then one girl for like dinner drinks or whatever, or drinks for later on in the night. So that way, if that first date doesn't work out and she's corny, be like, oh, sorry, I got a dinner. You can bail on that, whatever, in an hour and a half, and then go to the second date later. But if that first one worked out, right, and you're going back to her place or your place or whatever. Yeah. You can just, oh, sorry, something came up at work. I got to stick around. So that way you give yourself a little optionality. There's a little trick for you young bucks out there.
Yeah. For the ladies, too.
Ladies.
Ladies need to get out of dates more than we do.
Oh, but they're experts at that. Dude, they've had the fucking,
the fake emergency
phone call.
I've only had one of those, and it still ruined me.
And it was your family. They were like, sorry, Xander, there's an emergency. We got to leave.
Yeah, it was actually my first T-ball game. My dad was like, we got to go.
We got to go. I got
a call.
I guess it's an emergency.
I was like, the phone didn't even ring, Dad.
Dude, it was so funny. So last night when Xander arrived at my place, he came in like a little after midnight. I was doing some day work, or straight job work that I'm doing now. Straight job sounds a little... Straight job? Yeah. It sounds like...
Stand-up's your gay job.
Yeah. It implies I was doing gay jobs before.
Yeah.
You know, I think it could be trans jobs. What is a trans job?
A trans job? That's like seasonal work. That's like when you like sell Christmas trees or something. You know, you're like, yeah, well, you know, during the winter I go up to Oregon,
like
I sell Christmas trees. During October I sell pumpkins. You know? You know those guys who just gristled as fuck? They're like, this year I'm working Coachella, but I think it's going to be my last.
Dude, I knew a bunch of guys that
I'm
did
tired.
I know, right? Yeah, they go crab fishing in the winter, and in the and in the summer they're like
I know
they're like mowing lawns down south or something.
Too. I have a friend who does river guiding in Colorado during the winter, and then he does dog sledding in Alaska in the winter.
I have like an envy for those people. It's such a romantic thought to like, oh, I'm just.
All you got to do is look at their teeth, and you'll lose all that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They always have something. You're like, okay, being a drifter might not be good for your health.
Well, I mean, most things people romanticize about are often in reality not that. I mean, like look at comedy, dude. I mean, we fucking romanticize this. It's like, wait a minute.
Sure.
it is a it is a bit of a grind.
It's like sometimes I meet my like idols, and I'm just like, God, I wish I never knew you.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, dude. I there's some people I haven't met yet, or I have, and I've made my interaction with them very light. Not because they were in any way weird. I don't want
them to be sour.
But I also just don't want like to. I like having like them as. You know, an idol that like it's just like, you know, someone I don't want them like I don't want to break the veil. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to see Oz in some respect.
Yeah, you don't want to be their buddy and know how often they get heartburn. You know? Like stuff like that.
Or like, hear about their shitty marriage or whatever other.
You get to know somebody too well. They're just like, yeah, the hemorrhoids. You're like, stop it. You're a star.
Yeah, a great example. Like I don't know. I don't want to know what Andrew Dice Clay's like in real life. You know what I'm saying? I want that character to be him forever in my head.
I actually saw him right when we started. We like reopened. I actually saw him the time that I did CB Live with you and you introduced me to Jeff Dye.
Yeah.
Was I went and saw him at the House of Comedy. And did his.
I'm sure he murdered.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. He closes really strong. He fucks around a lot.
Yeah. Well,
and it was like a little too much for me. I don't know. I have like.
Wow. Too much for Zanzibar?
I just have like sort of like sometimes I'm like I was in San Francisco on lockdown for like 5 months in that culture, and then just being in Phoenix all of a sudden with Andrew Dice Clay, I was like, oh,
it was a bucket of water in the face.
There's a lot. There's a lot of this woman sucks jokes.
Yeah, not to burn his material.
He's funny though.
I saw him
a lot.
Yeah, I saw him at a theater in the Round in like Long Island. I think I took my brother. This must have been like 2008 when he was first getting back out there because he took a big gap off to like raise his kids and shit. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure this is an old joke, so I'll tell it. But he came out, and the first words out of his mouth were, he goes, chicks these days, if you don't come on their face after the first date, they think you don't like them. I was like,
that's so true.
I mean, like I said, I hadn't heard a joke out of his mouth in like 15 years, and that's the overhand right. He fucking started with.
So fucking funny, though. You don't come on, they think you don't like them.
They think you don't like them. Listen, baby. Then you start going into it. You're like, and I was like, oh, he
has a point though. Like, honestly, it's weird. We like switched all the bases. You know, like holding hands with someone and talking is like fourth base.
Oh,
now.
for sure.
It used to be the emotional. Now it's like you fuck first. And then she gives you a blowjob.
Yeah, emotional intimacy is now a lot harder to get than sexual intimacy.
Gives you a hand job or something like that. That like, and then you like talk.
Yeah, and if she's Mormon, anal first.
And hold hands.
Anal first.
Yeah, or soaking.
Soaking. Oh, the weirdest custom. Like
soaking. You know, that was one man looked at another Mormon woman and said, "What if it was just in there? We didn't really move it much."
Dude, like I said, they're treating God like it's a fucking like they're negotiating with them.
They treat God like it's their parents.
No,
so they're like, what can I get away with? Not like
but even worse is like this is a loophole in the rules. I'm like, I'm pretty sure God's divine rules don't have fucking loopholes.
You think God goes up, bested again?
Yeah, it got me. Yeah,
you get to go. You're going to heaven. You got me again.
Exactly. And you know what?
He's like, dang it, the fine print.
And you know what else they add to soaking now? Listen to this fucking this ingenious invention. So they'll do soaking and they'll get one of their buddies to jump on the bed. It's called jump pumping. So if they're not doing the pumping and just the bed's moving, they can get motion. That's true. Google that. Google it.
Yeah, I'm gonna hire a friend to hold my elbow and help shovel food in my mouth so I can not count the calories. I mean, come the fuck on.
Listen, I wonder if I'm gonna get my buddy to push her head onto my like a blowy.
That's what, dude.
And look in his eyes while and stare him in the eye.
Guys do that thing where they hold their own dick and they have their friend move it and they're like, it's not gay. He didn't touch it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's insane. It's so weird.
I want to cut that into a clip, and it's not gonna. I'm gonna get banned from Instagram.
Homosexual, some people will be without. It's just like what? Just it's cool now. Go do it. What are you worried about?
It is pretty in. Actually, being gay is so yesterday, dude. It's trans now. Yeah. It's not even trans, non-binary. Like that's like the bars moved.
Yeah. You can't label me.
What's the hot race now?
The hot race?
What's the the leader in the clubhouse these days? Would you say?
I mean,
it's never white people. White people are corny, so forget that.
Eastern, half Mexican is big. There's a lot of hotties that are that right now.
A lot of hotties.
Yeah, especially in LA. That's what I'm always like, damn, that girl is that girl Mexican or Middle Eastern? I'm always like, it's both.
But I was talking about like in terms of. Like where does where's all the cool coming out of? Because obviously the black community historically has had a lockdown on everything cool.
Honestly, right now it's I think Latinos are winning the
Latinos
race.
are pretty hot. Latinos are pretty hot.
Because like I mean about like probably 20, 30 years ago, like black culture just became culture. And it was just like instead of like being two different things where it was white and black.
Yeah, once hip hop became the most popular form of music.
Yeah, and I think that's happening with Latino stuff now. Like
Bad Bunny's kind of moving.
Some of the sitcoms that are Latino, it's just it's like a show with Latinos in it.
Yeah,
it's a show with Native Americans in it. You know, where before it was like the George Lopez show and everybody's like stupid. Yeah. I hated watching that show because I'm like, George is the only person who's smart on the show. Him and his wife, everyone else is so dumb.
Well, the best part about that is they're like, let's just do every other sitcom, but we'll just have an all Mexican cast. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's literally every one of those stories on that show. The storylines in The King of Queens, George Lopez show, fucking Home Improvement. They just rewrote the fucking. They just put let's put a Mexican actor in. That'll be different. It's like
my wife's hot and I still don't treat her well.
Yeah.
Even though I'm fat as fuck.
Yeah, I'm always fucking up and she's always correcting me. You're thinking,
my neighbor's wacky.
And that's one area where like guys have always looked stupid. In sitcoms, they always make the guy the big dummy.
Yeah.
Even in Married with Children, I was going to say maybe that one because he would bag on his wife, but even in that one, he was a bigger dummy than her.
Yeah, they just like know. They just it works on most people. Like I don't know. I always think TV is bad. Like I'm not watching this shit. And then I'm at my parents' house and I'm like, oh yeah, they eat this up. They love this. They love this shit.
Dude, I like watching the old shows.
I
like watching. I've been watching. I've talked about it before. Watching old unsolved mysteries. I watch like TV Land. You catch fucking the old All in the Family. You know, you fucking some different strokes, some shit from back in the day.
I like the Jeffersons.
Oh my God.
My favorite though is the Cosby Show. Puts me right to sleep.
Just like Bill.
And I watch it mostly in other people's living rooms.
Can you even get the Cosby Show anywhere?
Late at night.
Yeah, that's what you jerk off to.
Well, I mean, Bill was looking good.
He was looking good. Dude, can you get that anywhere? Can you even buy it on like DVD box sets? I bet you it's like a collector's item. It's probably like Nazi memorabilia. You know, it's like a very.
I'm not a Nazi. I just love antiques.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not
There's an underground market for Bill Cosby DVDs.
Oh man, that's funny,
dude. We were so when you came in last night. So Xander came in at like midnight, and I was finishing up some work, and we took a few bong rips, and started asking each other just one series of one dumb question after the other. There was one that I cannot repeat here. It's so funny, but it's way out of context, and it's even too hard for this podcast. But then at one point, Xander leans over to me. And he goes, "Hey man, you got any free weights?" It's fucking 1:00 in the morning. We're high as shit. Xander, I don't think you've been fucking with the free weights to be asking about it like that.
I do. I lift all the time, dude. I'm pretty ripped under this like fat guy.
Well, no, you used to be an athlete.
I work out all the time. I just also am. I'm a chef. I eat delicious. I loved eating.
And you
delicious,
were an athlete, right?
Food.
You were like a wrestler and shit.
Yeah, I was I was captain of my wrestling team, captain of my football team.
What
I was like
sport
all
were
county
you
in
best
both.
at, though?
Wrestling.
Okay.
I got fourth in CIF. I did that with one arm. I like literally dislocated my shoulder.
What weight
right
did you
before.
wrestle at?
215.
Okay, that's a big Mexican.
Yeah, I know. Well, you know what's cool is my family's actually big on both sides. Like my Mexican family is tall. My grandfather was tall. Like everybody's pretty. My dad's 5'9", which is pretty good for a Mexican. Yeah. And then my mom is German, and they're both of my sides of my family are from like mountainous areas where they're taller.
What part of Mexico is like your family from? Because like
not everybody's from Oaxaca, and it's fucking.
Because I noticed this
4'6".
like the Mexican population in New York. I think of it, I don't know what section of the country, or what section of Mexico they're from. If they might have more indigenous people or what. I don't know like the differences of regional differences in Mexico, but they just look different than the Mexicans in LA. Like the Mexicans in LA look like Oscar de la Hoya. They look much more like I don't know what they call. Is it Chicano? I don't know what it is, but like there's definitely like
There's more
regions
Spanish,
in Mexico.
probably.
Okay.
Are they darker on the?
I just think and they're usually like a little bit shorter.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, so like this is something that
this is a weird
forget.
conversation.
No, I don't care. No,
I just didn't know. Like,
we're both like white passing Latinos, so it's like why not talk about it?
Dude, like it's like asking about like the I didn't know there were Muslim Uyghurs in China until they started killing them.
Sure.
I don't know the ethnic groups within a country I don't live.
Mexico's pretty big, and it's also just like America, and so is South where it's been colonized.
There's regional differences,
and there's white people in South America. Like you ever meet these people that are like, I'm Colombia, and you're like, yeah, but like,
dude, I went to.
But you might as well be a white person from America. Like you're also a colonizer. Like stop acting like.
I went to Buenos Aires in
you're
2007,
rich and white.
exactly,
Like,
and they look like the French. I was like, what the fuck? Like it was. I was ready for like I've been to like Mexico and Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico at that point. And I went to Buenos Aires. Like this is much more like Europe than it is like going to Medellin.
Argentina is one of the is similar to the United States, where it's mostly European bloodlines. Yeah.
Dude, and I heard
closer to the equator, there's more like the thing that made Mexico special. Like my dad always says, Mexican means mixed again, because it's just like that's where he goes. You're still Mexican. We just mixed you up again. You just added German. You're Mexican still, because it was already native plus.
It was already something
European
else.
Was living there, so like, and it's different than, it's like how California is compared to the rest of the country, where people like actually sleep with each other and make mixed babies, whereas other parts of the country is very segregated.
Okay,
and that Mexico is like one of the parts of the world where the colonizers and the natives like actually just
dude. I think this was crazy. I had read about it, but then they elected a president. So I think it's in Chile. They have like a big Asian population. I don't know if it's Japanese or Chinese or Korean, but they have like a big, they're kind of like their second biggest minority group, like immigrants, and like they elected like a president who was like full on looked like an Asian guy, but he was speaking like perfect Spanish. I saw him on TV. I was like, that's fucking bananas, and I'm pretty sure it's Chile. I got to look that up. Yeah. But they had, which is wild to think. Like,
there's also people from Asia and Africa.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like we're so focused on diversity in this country, we forget that other countries
have their
deal with this, deal with these same concerns. Like, and some countries obviously don't give a shit about that minority groups. But many of them, it's not atypical to have, like I said, to have a fucking Asian president who is a Chilean citizen.
Right. Yeah.
But anyway, so speaking of politics, the next dumb, and I asked you a dumb question. I was like, would you be a dictator if you could?
Absolutely. I mean,
really?
Yeah. Doesn't mean I have to be a piece of shit and murder people.
No,
right?
but I think the headache that comes with it, dude. Think about that. I mean, motherfuckers are trying to kill you.
I'm not going to be doing a lot of ruling. I'm just going to be doing lots of speeches, basically standing.
Yeah, but
I'm just going to be a rally guy. I'm just going to tour the country that I'm in charge of.
No, but to be a dictator, you got to oppress people. I mean, like, you have to stamp down the opposition.
No, I'd like to think that I could be a dictator that people follow blindly because they like me.
A benevolent dictator? That's called a cult leader. And that's basically a dictator.
Yeah, I got the hair for it. Let's go.
Cult leaders are dictators with less violence. They do still perpetrate violence, and I'll tell you this: no matter what you are, if you're the man, you're always taking everyone else's chicks, especially in cults. Cults always, I feel like every fucking cult ends up in "give me your wife." Like, it always ends.
It was like I'm gonna tell everybody I talked to God without being like, I bet you this helps me get chicks. Do you know what I mean? come on, man. Like,
It's all about just getting all the chicks.
dude, yeah, I mean that, or at least like Tom will stop beating me up if I say that I know God. Like, nobody's like was just like I talk to God. I gotta tell everybody for their own good, because you can see it. They all kind of.
I'm always fascinated by cult leaders, like how they're able to do that. Like, I want to learn how to do that.
Yeah.
To build a cult, because I mean it's such a weird skill, like to get people to believe in ridiculous things to the point where they will follow you into like through the.
We got to work on we'd have to change your voice.
Yeah, it's a little abrasive. No, although I mean a lot of dictators are weird.
What you have to do, you have to get one of those voices that kind of draw you into like hypnosis.
I don't know, man.
Because yours is like, boom, wake up, motherfucker, life's coming at you.
Yeah, but I mean,
and
dude,
you need to like lull them.
But look at Donald Trump,
a false sense
right?
of security.
I would say that's kind of a cult. Donald Trump and the MAGA nation. I mean, that's a little bit of a cult. Dude, Hitler certainly wasn't a fucking, and not that I want to be Hitler, but he wasn't like, he wasn't.
Those are your two examples.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he wasn't a pleasant orator. I mean, Lenin wasn't a great dude. Fucking Ayatollah Khomeini is a terrible public speaker.
Yeah.
I'm picking all the worst guys here. Well, I mean, every dictator is kind of a bad dude. You don't get to be dictator without being a bad guy.
Yeah. No, I mean, it would be cool. I don't.
Yeah,
it'd be really cool to do like a George Washington kind of thing where you get put in charge, you do like a couple fun things, and then you're just like, now I'm out.
I think,
and I don't actually hold on to the power for that long.
The downside is you have to
do it for like 4 years.
Yeah, it's called being president.
Yeah.
The problem is too, like, you have to make all the decisions.
Yeah.
And if you start delegating power, then power can be taken away from you.
Yeah, but there's
right?
ways around that. You get a magic 8-ball, you know what I mean? You can get a wheel you spin. Like, you don't have to actually rack
How
your
funny would that
brain.
be if the president just answered all political questions with a wheel on from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m.
They're
he
like,
just
we're
spins
trying to give everybody healthcare. He goes,
No.
Can't do it, buddy. Sorry, Papa. That's fate.
I would do it like The Price is Right, because my favorite game on The Price is Right is Plinko. When you drop the little disc and it bounces down. I would just have like policy decision at the bottom, like, and just watch the little thing drop.
You're like, all right, let's see if abortion's legal.
Yeah. 13 weeks.
Sorry.
You can have like options. Like, banned in every case.
Abortion's legal for 44 weeks. Oh no! Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Abortion's legal for
We'll
60 months. What?
Years.
That's a 5-year-old kid.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Apparently, abortion's legal for 12 years. Sorry.
Post-birth abuations.
Oh man.
That's what I'm gonna call murder from now on.
Abortions.
Dude,
That's funny.
We were talking. Speaking of crazy shit, we were talking in the car about Kanye West getting wild. I was talking a little bit about this with Orion, but did you know that? So not only is Kanye West thrown off of Instagram for his disparaging and Twitter about his disparaging remarks about Jews, his bank also said
Morgan.
we're not taking your money anymore. Yeah. I thought I'd never see the day that a bank would turn away money. Right. I mean, like second only to politicians are bankers the filthiest people on earth, and I was one of them. But like, so I know.
Yeah.
To not take his money, that's bananas. Especially after today, I stopped at a Bank of America to get quarters.
That's
out of
them
quarters.
Being really mad about it. Like,
how crazy is that? The
Jewish
bank
people being like, I'm actually fucking pissed about this.
Yeah. So on the way here, Xander and I both have to do laundry, and my building only has a coin-operated machines, and so I was going to get like $20 in quarters, and Bank of America, I'll fucking say their name. Bank of America.
The one on fucking
the one on fucking Sunset and La Brea. Fucking thing was out of quarters. I literally said, you guys are the bank. She's like, yeah, but we don't print it. It's like, but you're the fucking bank. You have a vault, right? Or you had a ones? What else? Like, you would think a
grocery store doesn't run out of apples, okay? You make sure you have them.
Oh, yeah.
I came here for this. This is your job.
Yeah. Unless it's McDonald's and you're looking for a milkshake, those machines are always broken.
They do not fucking work. Even if they do work, they're like, it doesn't work.
How does that? Like, I want to know how the manufacturer of the McDonald's milkshake machine, the ice cream machines, is in business, because he or she or that business is selling broken fucking units to every McDonald's, and they keep buying. I have a feeling
it's probably like somebody who works at McDonald's cousin.
Oh yeah, it's like Roy.
It's like their nephew never graduated.
Yeah, it's Ray Kroc's son invented the fucking dude. That's how all those backscatter machines in airports. So those machines got installed a few years after 9/11. After 9/11, the head of Homeland Security left Homeland Security and founded a company that manufactured those machines. And then a couple years after that, every airport had to have those backscatter machines. So basically, a government official founded a company and required the entire country to use this machine. It was like the biggest, it's one of the biggest scams out there because they barely work those things.
Yeah.
Dude, people get onto planes with fucking knives and guns still.
Yeah.
Which is pretty bananas because.
I mean, I've never had any trouble. One time I actually flew on accident with a knife. Because like I live in San Francisco, and so like I take
you have to protect yourself from the homeless people.
If I bring up my laptop around, like I have to have a knife on me. I'm not gonna lose because the thing is, if you don't have any kind of weapon, you'll lose to just a crazy person. And like
San Francisco had a homeless problem before there was a homeless problem in the country.
Yeah.
I don't. Did they get?
Well, California is where all the people from around the country send their homeless people, and then California sends all their homeless people to San Francisco. Yeah. And some of them stay in LA.
Weren't they giving away free money at some point?
Podcast out of their car or something. That they got to be around here for.
Because they're an aspiring actor.
Yeah, they're an aspiring. They're aspiring to live
comedians.
in a house one day. You know what's crazy? Like I meet a lot of those types of people. Like it makes sense for me to be like kind of like a road boy.
What kind of people?
Around.
Homeless people?
Yeah, and then like well, also just like aspiring artist types that just like are failing, and it's insane to me how many of them, especially when they give up, you can like clearly see they gave up. Don't just move to a small town. They just like stay. Like I know guys who stop doing stand up, and they have some shitty job in L.A. or San Francisco, and then they're
paying the tax of being in a big city.
And I'm like, get the fuck out of here, dude. In a small town, if you just hang out, people will make sure you're okay. Like they'll help you.
Spoken like a true guy who lived on the street.
You'll find a wife. Like why are you here? We don't want you to burden us. So we're like, get away. But in a small town, they'll fucking help you out. Get out of the big city, bro. You didn't make it,
dude. I'm always stunned. I'm always stunned
by
something
better for yourself.
I'm always stunned by the LA homeless like living like on fucking Hollywood Boulevard. It's like, dude,
there's better neighborhoods too.
Well, also, why don't you pitch your why don't you walk up to the pitch a tent in, like near the Hollywood sign, like off trail.
Yeah, but that
like you could live in the woods in LA. There's parks. You know, like if you walk up to the fucking like Fryman Trail in the valley,
is what makes you not homeless. Is you're like this, would be better.
Yeah,
just even going, it'd be better for me.
Yeah, it would be better for me if I go live in the woods instead of living on the street.
It's like I was like a hitchhiker, hippie guy, just street performing for a while, and I would always sleep in a fucking really nice Sub-Zero blanket, like sleeping bag, in a hammock, with a blanket over me, and I would have a lock on my like backpack. Okay. Right. And then,
but where would you pitch this hammock?
In a nice place.
in a rich person's backyard, obviously.
No, not like in the city. I would just go to a wooded area nearby and camp out. And it was camping. And then people are like, let me just sleep on the ground in a doorway. And sometimes they're like right near a park. I'm like, go sleep
in the
grass. Like,
why are you laying on the
hard concrete that's cold? Just.
Dude,
it's insane. You're like, dude, just do something for yourself.
When I was a kid in New York, I'd be on the subway and there'd be homeless people.
They're having a hard time, so I just feel bad.
I know. But I mean, they're crazy people. And the drugs, there's a lot of problems with the homeless. Many problems with
we need to take care of them.
But I don't know about that. Look.
Oh no, I meant like kill them all. No,
well, look, I mean, there's enough of them if they had some solidarity, they'd have a voting block and they might get more. The homeless need to organize if they want political power. I mean, they're already on the street. Why not protest?
That's like such a one of those liberal ideas where you're like, do you fucking hear yourself? They're like, if they just, if they made sure they voted.
Yeah. I mean,
all they gotta do is vote.
Yeah. There's what, 60,000 homeless people in LA? That's a pretty big voting block. If they all got together and organized, But take a page out of the unions. But I was always, growing up in New York, I was always like stunned. Like you'd see a homeless person freezing to death in February. It's like, dude, if you started walking in June, by fucking September, you'll be in Florida. I mean, it's 2,000 miles, but you do 10 miles a day.
Sure.
By the time the winter comes, you're on the beach in Florida, man. You're out of the cold. Why the fuck not start walking?
Sure. There's two kinds of homeless people. Like I call them. There's homeless people, and then there's street kids. In my opinion.
We still have those? That's like a 1912 kind of thing.
Yeah. No, they exist. Like. That's what I was when you move, you're like, oh, it's gonna start raining in the Northern California. I'm gonna go to SoCal, and you're like, oh, let's go. You actually like think about stuff like that, and there's people like that. But that culture's kind of died off, but there is still some of it. I still see. I mean, I live in San Francisco. So you go to the Haight-Ashbury, you see those kids that they hop on trains and stuff. And that's when I was there. It was like 7 years ago, and it was like full of hippies, and there was like 150 of us this one summer, just like hanging out in Golden Gate Park. It was pretty.
150 feral kids.
No, like
what is this fucking Lord of the
like,
Flies?
Everybody's like good at music and fucking making money street performing.
How old were you?
I was like 24 or something like that.
Were you like the sage, like wizard of these ragtag street kids?
Yeah, I would like teach some kids like hustles. Like I'd be like,
why
are you just spending all day doing nothing? I would just be like, I would give them a pack of cigarettes and go sell. I would go sell these for $1. Go. And then go buy a pack of cigarettes and then keep $10 and then do that again. And stop fucking asking me for shit and asking people for shit.
Wait a minute.
Just do something with your life.
You had an army of kids selling bootleg.
No, that wasn't
bootleg
all
Lucy's for you.
That wasn't. No, I didn't ever want any money from them.
You're like the.
I made a ton of money.
You're like the lowest level fucking crime lord I've ever heard in my life.
They weren't my employees, dude. I just wanted them to not fucking be beggars.
They were working on consignment.
Here's a cheap little hustle.
Yeah.
Like I would go, sometimes I would like if I liked a kid, because I always made.
You're literally fronting them packs of cigarettes.
Not even front. I would just give it to them. I'd be like, I'd also go, here's an eighth of weed. Go sell each gram for fucking $20, and then buy an eighth of weed and get some fucking food with the other.
Is this slowly turning into like? And then they were selling fentanyl in the corner for me.
Well, yeah. Then I started, just really bagging shit up, and chopping it up. Because like when I was doing that, I was like full hippie, like. I don't know. Society's bad. I know my purpose on earth is to make people happy. So all I did was street perform and try to help homeless kids that I was around. And then after a while, I was like, this is taxing on me, and it'll ruin me if I live like this for too long.
How long were you doing this?
Probably for like a year and a half.
Year and a half. Okay.
Yeah. But I went all the way up to like Oregon, Washington, and I just went all around the West Coast. And I would also like save up money, and then I would just go backpacking and hike through like Northern California for like 4 days just by myself, go like
What did you tell your parents you were doing during this time living on the street?
First I told them I was street performing and stuff like that, and I had a place because at first I was.
So your father just immediately assumed you were sucking dick for money.
Yeah, he just tripped out on me.
No dad wants to hear us say, I'm just going to live on the street and take what people give me. Yeah, he's like, wait a minute, they're going to give you a dick in the mouth, son. Get out of it.
I always tried to explain to them that I was like street performing. But no, at a certain point, I actually just turned off my phone.
Oh, you had a phone.
I turned off.
When you're homeless, what do you charge your phone?
The library.
Dude,
I
have a joke about that.
Never looked homeless. I'd always had
that's
baby
another
wipes
thing,
on
man.
me.
That's another bone to pick. I
literally have a water bottle and shave my face in the woods if I needed to. And I also got laid a lot and slept at girls' houses and showered. Like, I'm spending all day standing on a corner in a city singing or being funny, whichever I chose that day. And so, like, I wasn't always outside.
Yeah, well, there's a term for that, like
college girls,
banging a chick to sleep in her bed because you're homeless.
Oh, hobosexual.
Hobosexual, yes.
Yeah.
But that's
gonna be the name of my first special.
That's a good name.
Homosexual.
I actually have a bone to pick with homeless people in that regard. Like, dude, there's water fountains everywhere. Why don't you just shower it off, man? I mean,
That's the thing.
Come on.
It's that thinking is why you aren't homeless. You think
you plan ahead,
and that's why like any program that's for homeless people should be trying to find people that are advocating for themselves amongst the homeless and pulling out of that, and not like just blanket helping every single homeless person. Anybody who wants to, we go, okay, let's get you back in society. That should be all of our effort. It's the same thing like people that have drug and alcohol problems. Like anybody who wants to get better, we need a program for them to go to fucking rehab. That should be all we focus on. Because those people exist and we got to help them. Like
that's the hard part. How do you screen them out? The problem is
just interview.
That's the thing. They're putting no resources against it. I mean, just like the southern border crisis. Like there's many people who want to get to this country legally, and who or refugees who do need like protected status, but they just can't get a hearing because there's not enough. There's not enough immigration judges. Like, there's literally like 20 immigration judges for 400,000 cases a year. I mean, there's like a fucking 8-year backlog. It's like, of course, the people who actually their case should be heard and led into the country just can't get it. They have to wait 3 years at the border to get a fucking hearing date. I mean, we want it's like we want results, but we want no investment in it. Like, get the homeless off the street.
Well, the problem is we have two parties, and one party's like, fuck these people, and the other party's like, they all are the same, and don't you dare act like they're any different.
But also fuck these people, but they're not helping them.
Actually fuck these people.
Yeah, exactly.
right?
Yeah, dude.
Just let's be nice, but also like let's pick who we deserves to be nice to. It's just the same way almost all of us act in our regular lives.
It's almost like every human being deserves a participation trophy. You know, like
no,
they're kind of doing that though. Like
everybody should have access to the competition.
Yeah.
And then the winners will emerge.
Exactly, but they just want to give everyone a participation. No, you have to.
Be equal
you have to
access,
say. You just have to say some people deserve it more than others. You know, like if you're trying.
It's just true.
Yeah, like it's like, you know, if you're trying to help yourself, then you deserve help.
Yeah.
You know.
It's just like everybody should get to go up an open mic, but you know, you can't do my show.
Dude, yeah, talk about a homeless encampment. I've been to open mics.
Yeah,
dude, they gave a homeless.
Talk about a lot of people that need some help. Yeah, at least like at AA, they're all trying to get better. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I would almost recommend a therapist go fishing for new clients at an open mic, but they're all broke and they can't afford therapy.
That'd be so fun.
They're all broke.
That's such a funny sketch
they're all broke.
A therapist who actually does business development. Going around town, they're just like going to bridges and they're like, don't do it.
Ambulance chasing therapists.
Just listening for broken families. Like, that's a glass. That's a dad throwing a beer
An
bottle.
ambulance chasing therapist. He has like a police radio, and anytime he has a domestic violence call, he just rushes in and tries to give couples counseling. Guys, let's not resort to violence. Let's settle this through a mediation. It's $200 an hour. Here's my card. I'll give you 20% off. Could you imagine?
Yeah, honestly, let's make that sketch. That's funny as fuck. That could be a whole show. Like,
every week.
Job is doing business development for a therapy company, like BetterHelp, just trying to expand.
That's so great. Yeah. So he's not even a therapist himself. He's just a sales guy.
Better call Paul. He's like, you seem to be not doing well at all.
Yeah, right.
You better call Paul.
I like how you made him gay.
I mean,
as
soon as I said you better not be doing, you seem like you're not doing well at all. It sounded sassy.
No, but it is. That's the kind of guy.
I always give the thing the voice. No, because
let's be honest. I mean, gay guys are good motivators. You know, like think about like a gay guy will be brutally honest about how like the shape of your body, and that will get you in the gym. It's like you're fat in the hips. Like I got to get on that treadmill.
They'll even motivate you to still hit on women while you're fat. They go,
you're better than that.
Don't you say that to yourself? There is a girl who wants a bear like you.
Yes.
You're right.
Nobody
man.
builds you up or tears you down like a gay man.
Yeah.
You're like if they're hyping you up, they fucking hype you up. Yeah. And if they're going for the kill, I mean, they find your biggest insecurity.
People just doesn't know them because they're lit.
Oh, they're tremendous, dude.
Dude, I mean, also, you ever chop it up with a lesbian talking about ladies?
I like them both.
The Vice is so fire. Like,
yeah, I like them both. They're just they seem to have. I have a lot more like my lifestyle.
They have perspective.
Yeah, my lifestyle is more similar to theirs than it is someone with like a wife and kids. Sure. So I identify on more level. I mean, not all levels. Like obviously not sexually.
I'm also trying to get someone to put something on my butt.
It's 2022, man. Don't kink shame me.
Yeah. This is my truth.
I'm going through my journey. By the way, there's an overused word. Enough with the fucking journey.
Journey.
Oh, this is my journey. You're just living, okay? Like let's stop making it you're not actually the star of some movie. You're just living a life like every other 8 billion other jerk offs walking around out here,
it's funny.
scratching their ass.
I'm trying to be on your side, but I just flash back to like 10 times I said journey this week.
Oh no, but
I was like,
Xander. To be fair, I also heard you use poly. I'm poly a lot. You like using the buzzwords just to make yourself just to ingratiate yourself to whoever's in the area.
Yep.
And also the polyamory thing's just a lie so you could sleep around.
Yeah, I realized once I was actually in love with a girl, I was like, I don't want to be polyamorous.
Yeah, I don't want to sleep with other guys.
No, yeah. I also don't even want. I'm tired. I already got this one. I like her.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Yeah, I go in fits. I mean, it is.
It's just I just don't want the pressure from girls I'm casual with, and so I just tell them I'm poly until I like one, and then I go, I could give all that up for you. Girl.
Yeah, and also that floats out here in California.
Yeah.
If you said I'm poly back in Queens, they're like, what are you, a gay?
Yeah,
what does that mean? You suck dick sometimes?
Yeah, you'll get the girls that are down
in Boston. They'll give you that
easier too when you say because they know that you're not going to get too attached.
Oh yeah. It's weird how popular it is out here, but like, I haven't, like, what's the type of chick that really is into the polyamory thing? Because I haven't pinned it down yet. Because it's such a weird thing out here that like people like, it's almost like people like talking about like weird.
You know, we used to call them homie hoppers, right? No.
How have I never heard that term?
Which is a misogynist term. We shouldn't have been using it, but No.
There's a lot of old ones.
It's just girls that are players. It's ladies as pimps too.
Yeah. Here's a good question, and here's a term that I'm going to use towards a man that might be derogatory towards a woman. Have you ever been somebody's slump buster?
For a girl?
Yeah.
Oh, like I was the first person they slept with in a long time?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like they were you were. They were out of your league, and you were just like, all right, I'm gonna, like in their mind, like I'm gonna have sex with this 4 just to get out of this slump.
4?
Well, in their mind, I'm not saying your mind.
I'm saying in general. Fuck that. 4. You seen this?
Yeah, have you seen this hair, dude? It smells good.
See my eyebrows? I don't do nothing. Okay. See these teeth? I never even have braces, bro. Okay?
There you go. This charm.
Yeah, dude, get out of here.
But have you been?
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of, cause like I'm sweet, and the way my stand up is, I talk a lot about my family, and like when I don't talk about dating, and when I talk about dating, it's more about like my stuff, and I don't just really shit on women a lot. So I pull a lot of girls from stand up that. This is like one of their first times going out again.
That's a good point. Stand-up show's a good way to like bring a girl back into civilization.
They talk to me and like I'm pretty like sweet. So like they're like, I could trust him.
Yeah.
And then a lot of times also what helps is like, because I tour a lot and my life's kind of like, I'm like a Rolling Stone. A lot of girls are like, he's harmless. He's harmless. He can also be like a location chip. Where like whenever he's in town, I'll hook up with him.
Yeah, they know you're leaving, so there's a lot of value in that. Like in knowing, I'm sure you've been on like a vacation. You had like the vacation hookup. Like you guys just know you're gonna hook up there and you're gonna leave it at that. So like
those are the best.
So there's no pressure on it. Isn't it one of the most fun things?
I still
you have a little week long girlfriend.
A little fling with. So when I was in high school, I did culinary arts competitions. And I was at the state event. I got second in the state that year.
There you go.
And this girl that was there, we just had this fling, and it was like perfect. Like she went to high school in like Turlock or some shit. Okay. And then I was in Oxnard, and just knowing you don't have to see them again.
Yeah, a little
and just
summer
having
love.
as much fun as you can in 3 days.
Yeah.
That's the best way to enjoy a person.
Yeah, a long weekend sounds great with you.
Because you're just like, but you're also like super sweet. You're like, but it's not like that.
You have a little mini relationship, a little summer love.
And then you're like, and you actually wish them the best.
Yeah, it's like, that was great. We should do it again sometime, and then never talk again.
What a dream.
What a dream. Before we get to the news, did you hear that the study came out that apparently proctology exams aren't as effective as they thought they were? So I'm going on. I think it's 45 when you got to start getting the finger in the butt or the camera up the ass. I forget which one comes first. But apparently,
it depends on how much Molly I had.
Depends how big my proctologist's dick
how much
is.
I like her.
Depends if she got the strap on. I like. Yeah. Would you ever get pegged if like your girl's really into it?
I'm not into that at all. I don't even like a finger.
Yeah, me neither, man. I'm too skittish.
Yeah, I'm
not
super into even like anal myself.
And I'm not a prude about it. I just it's not for me. I wish it was, dude. I've said this before.
Of course.
I wish I was bisexual.
Then every kink and be bisexual.
Because then you have 100% chance of like everyone in the world.
You got this terrible disease where I gotta love her. Fucking sucks, dude.
I mean, she's got to be alive. It's awful.
She's got to be funny. Why does that matter?
What is that?
Nah, it does. It actually does a lot. It's just like, you have to feel comfortable with them. Yeah, I'm not a big, I'm not into butt stuff.
Yours or theirs?
Either way, I'm not,
Yeah.
I'll do it. I'll do anal, but like, pussy's so good. I'm like, I don't need.
It is pretty ridiculous that like, vagina is made specifically for sex, yet and still human beings just put it in other holes. It's like perfectly designed for it. And we insist.
I'm an ear guy myself. I like to.
Oh my god!
It's the wax.
Yeah, you got a really long dick, but it's like angel hair pasta. It's really thin, so you can scrape their ear.
Well, my dick's actually a hook.
Yeah, you got a 12-inch dick, and its circumference is 2 millimeters.
That's so funny.
Could you imagine, dude?
Imagine you actually had a little needle dick. That's got to be the worst thing that could ever happen to you.
There's got to be guys out there with it because you've seen chodes, like.
Because like if you have a chode, at least it's easier to get tight jeans, But like with like you just have like this needle that you're trying to like.
Yeah, what do you do with a needle, Dick?
You get a snag on things all the time. Oh gosh.
Yeah, and I feel like girth is more important than length.
I think so.
You know, like
at least that's what I tell myself.
Well, no, no, but I'm saying like if you asked a woman like, would you rather, angel hair or a can of tuna? They'd be like, a can of tuna. You know, like. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's funny? I thought you were going to use another pasta, and I was trying to guess which one. I was like, rigatoni, penne.
Parpadelli?
Yeah, farfel.
What's that corkscrew one? That fucking corkscrew one? The elbow macaroni?
Rotini. That's what a duck has.
Yeah,
they have rotini.
What women really want is
they actually have a corkscrew.
manicotti. That fucking
The manicotti.
that's what they're looking for.
That's what
I bring the lasagna to the table. It's just a mess. Just a cheesy mess of a dick.
It's all red.
It's all red. There's weird meat falling off of it.
There's ground beef on it for some reason. Yeah, it was made by my mother.
Yeah, homemade by my mom. Ugh.
She didn't enjoy it.
So fucking stupid.
It's really dumb. Yeah. Clip it. Put it up.
Clip it. Yeah, that might be a good one. All right, let's get into a little bit of news here, and I saved this one just for you, Xander, because this one's involved.
Oh.
All right. A woman riding a motorbike got naked, got fingered in the street, and then punched out a blind man. This is an actual story, apparently. Natasha Klaus, 36, was described as a mess by a judge after she turned up in court 4 hours late to be handed a 13-month prison sentence.
Wow.
She'd been caught riding through the town of Surrey naked on a motorbike. But she's not being sentenced for that incident. In addition to that, she said she was spotted on Goldsworth Road getting fingered by a man on July 29th. A mother with her 2 children asked her to stop, and Claus responded by threatening to punch her in the face. Marry me.
I was going to say, I like this chick.
This chick is awesome.
Great. Yeah, she'd live out of a van with me. Let's go. No, that's so funny. You ever had sex outside?
Of course, dude.
Like, no, but I mean, like, not just like in the middle of the woods, like in front of like where other people could look at you. You ever
I haven't done a fucking live sex show outside. No, I mean I've had sex like.
You ever gone to an orgy?
No.
Yeah.
No. It's not my thing, dude.
I've been to a few, but it's like
I've been to a few, but just as a spectator.
No, I always just end up hooking up with one girl somewhere in a corner or taking her home.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like,
because what happens is there's just random dudes who are just like, I'm gonna jerk off to this, and you're like,
dude,
I'm not
that's you see that in porn, like when they're in a gangbang, like when the guy who's like when she's all airtight, there's just like a couple guys standing by the curtains just giving that slow jerk.
No,
that look, yeah, no. I couldn't stand that look.
No, I would never be able to put up with that.
No.
And that's what ruins orgies. Like when people are like, I have friends that invite me to them sometimes, and I'm like, no, there's gonna be some fucking dude who just wants to stand in the corner and jerk it to me, and I'm not. I don't need that in my memory bank.
Yeah, you're looking him in the eye.
You know, I already have enough times where I took the bus in LA. You know what I mean? Like when I die and I'm going through all my flashbacks, I don't need a guy like, no, never gonna get in here. Not happening.
So that's so
funny.
Reading that story, so
I'll fucking punch you in the face, bitch. Yeah. I'm trying to come.
Yeah.
Like,
and then apparently she was blowing a guy and assaulted him, and that's what the assault. So that's what she got charged for. The guy
then assaulted him.
Yeah, that's what she got the charge for.
Wow, she sounds like a spider.
No, but like I love that. I love that. That she's so aggressive.
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of story you hear. Like a guy in Florida does that every week.
Yeah.
That is just fucking par for the course in Florida.
That's actually a tourism activity in Florida. You can sign up for that experience.
Yeah, it's like fan boat tours. You can go to Alligator Alley, or you can ride a motorbike and punch a pregnant woman.
They're actually the same price. That's so funny.
Dude, what would you do if like your girl got arrested for that? Assuming you were the guy she was blowing.
Oh, if it was my girlfriend.
Like, would you bail her out?
Nah. No, probably. I don't know.
This sounds like a fun chick.
Depends on how good she is.
She sounds like a fun gal to me. She's rare. She's threatening mother and children in the street because like, hey, I'm getting my diddled here. Leave me alone.
Yeah, that's a ride or die.
What's crazy is that apparently she was just drunk. She wasn't high. Well, I guess
Wow.
they did a test. I don't know. There's not a lot of information on this.
I mean,
The judge gave her 13 months, which, by the way, you would think like 13 months for riding naked, having sex in public, and then fucking beating somebody up and threatening their life. That's not that stiff a sentence.
no. People don't really get sentenced that hard anymore.
This is the UK, but I feel like women just don't, and I think the numbers state women don't get sentenced as harsh as men for the same crime. It's another perk of being a woman. Also that, and there's
one of few.
and there's exactly, and there's also less rape in prison, in female prisons.
That's good.
That's good.
Yeah,
less rape's better. Hey,
I'm all for less rape everywhere.
and just so you know, Xander, not all sex in prison is rape. There are guys who have consensual sex in prison.
Oh, sure.
Which is crazy. Because it's like, then why rape a dude? Just find a guy who wants that.
Because I want that one. That's like how people are. Whenever my friends are like super into OnlyFans, I'm like, you're a very specific man, aren't you? You can look at tits and like
for free, hardcore porn for free.
But people are like, I call OnlyFans specific titties.
Yeah, there's a
nipples.
voyeurism involved with OnlyFans, and that like, I want to see my wife's my neighbor's wife's pussy. I'm going to sign up for Cynthia's OnlyFans for $5 a month because she's desperate during the pandemic.
I'm going to support a local business.
Yeah.
I'm going to support a women's-owned local business.
I know. I wonder where feminists come down on OnlyFans, like if they're pro or con, because it really is helping.
They're pro now. Feminism has like switched gears where they're mostly pro sex work because it's like empowering for women to be able to use
the money involved.
Like
that is
manipulate men.
That is kind of crazy how sexism has like shifted. Like, dude, like feminists now, I feel like are less likely to call out the horrible regime that women live under in like Iran.
No, yeah,
which is like the most anti-feminist government in the world.
They're just talking about I can show my pussy on my Instagram.
Yeah, like no,
and you're not allowed to act like that's all I do.
I know. Well, even worse, they'll be like, she wants to wear the hijab.
That's not as important as the other shit.
Yeah, it's like, she wants to wear the hijab. She can do whatever she wants because she's Muslim. It's like she doesn't want to wear it. She has to wear it. It's not. It's compulsory in Iran. Right. It looks like they just glaze over that.
Well, both those protests are about the same thing, right? It's just the right to choose. It's not whether they want to wear the hijab or not wear the hijab. It's the ability to, because one of the protests in the Middle East, I think it's in India, they're not allowed to wear the hijab.
Oh,
but yeah. Both protests, people are like, see how women are? They don't even know what they want. Some of them want to wear it, some of them don't. Make up their fucking mind. And it's like, they're protesting for the right to choose what they want to do with their lives.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But in Iran, like now they're protesting.
Everyone should be able to do it. Every single person
now they're protesting for choice. But like previously, like I feel like you'd be called Islamophobic if you said women shouldn't be forced to wear the hijab. But it really is. It really is anti-women's rights
and pro feminism.
That's what I'm saying. Like you can't be both.
You can't be completely pro-Christian and pro-feminism either because there's built-in misogyny in the religions. And if you're not willing to admit that, you haven't read the fucking book.
Read the book. Oh, I said this the other day. About the Bible, man. Because somebody tweeted about how like it's funny how we don't talk about how rich people can't get into heaven, they're going to hell. I'm like, yeah, but the Bible also says you can't wear two fabrics at once. Yeah. You have to stone adulterers, and burn witches. I'm like, the Bible.
And if your brother can't get his wife pregnant, you should.
Yeah, exactly. Some weird shit like that. It's like, dude, the Bible is a choose your own adventure book at this point. Yeah, we selectively choose which passages we want to follow, and we just ignore the other ones.
Yeah, it was basically for the longest time just what they could remember.
Well, they're also just making it up.
And then it was written down.
Yeah, but they also just made it up.
And also, imagine you are telling a story and you can't remember half of it. Do you quit on the story? No, you're not a bitch.
Of course.
You fucking finish the story and you make up half the story.
It's also kind of the longest game of telephone ever, because like you said, at first it was just like a spoken tale, and then someone wrote it down, and then they translated it into 200 languages. Yeah. Do you think, I'm pretty sure the original message is you're maybe getting 20% of it. Like the way it was, like whoever originally wrote all of those fucking books, if you translated it correctly, directly from the original writing to today, I'm sure it would look vastly different.
Also, every story doesn't start with, the following story is something you should do. It's just a story.
Yeah, sometimes
you're supposed to go, I think this Lot guy's a piece of shit. Yeah. I'm not going to fuck my husband's or my brother's wife.
Abraham killed his own son. Like, I'm not killing my son.
I have sex with my own family. Are you kidding me? You're supposed to read and go, fucking what? Like, some people go,
wild book.
And you're like, it doesn't start the Bible, every story is something you should also engage in. That's not what it fucking says. They're just a book of stories. It's like the Canterbury Tales. Not everybody's,
Yeah, and
You're not supposed
the
to
Old
do all
Testament,
this.
New Testament directly contradict each other.
Yep.
So, like,
Yep.
God's all about vengeance and it's turn the other cheek. I mean, like,
And then
literally
Jesus is the
in
new-
chapter 2, they go a different
The
direction.
new covenant.
Whoever wrote the Bible didn't think about continuity. They needed like one of the script supervisor to make sure it was on message the whole time.
Yeah.
They really fucked that one up. All right, here's the next one. The D-bag tax. New York women are charging men up to $3,000 for failed relationships and bad dates. Sarah,
What?
yeah, dude.
What does that mean?
So listen to
Like
this.
Venmo request them? 3K?
Sarah was fed up with dating in New York, so when she met a man on an app recently and pulled out an hour of her time to date him, she agreed to reschedule with him on one caveat. He would Venmo her $50 if he needed to reschedule. She said, I'm just done with wasting my time and energy being, not important.
Flaked on.
Yeah, it's in almost every scenario when someone books a time that they're dedicated to you have a no-show policy and there's a security deposit. If I don't show up to my hairdresser, I have to pay a fee for missing the appointment. Guys should have to do the same. One woman, listen to this. This woman, what's Duke? Her first name is Martha Duke, 38. Said she sent around 6 Venmo requests ranging from $1,500 to $3,000, depending on their financial situation, over the years to different men she dated, and when the relationship didn't work out. She thought she needed a D-bag tax. All these guys, $1,500 to $3,000, dude. Now, here's the question I have about this.
I'm gonna do a bitch tax. I'm just kidding. Making that paper too. Come on, let me get on this.
It's like,
excuse me, you were rude as fuck on this date. You gotta Venmo me some money.
yeah, you're an asshole if you make a woman split the check, but if you cancel on her beforehand, you have to pay her $50. I mean, this is let's just call it what it is: prostitution. At this point, I'm buying your time.
I guess, yeah.
Like you're an employee. Then you're not. Then I'm not dating you. Then you're just a fucking employee.
Let's be cutty about it and let me just pay for dinner.
Yeah, you want to really get to it? Let me pay for sex.
Let's just go straight to it.
I mean,
I'll just meet you at your house.
$1,500. Who the fuck is?
Who are you?
Yeah, what?
Your time is that precious?
Would you ever charge a girl for wasting your time?
Also, how do you not just go right back to your other plans? Like if a girl cancels a date on me, I'm not like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do tonight?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm just gonna go hang out with my friends that already wanted to hang out with me.
I was gonna have a free dinner with a guy, or else I was just gonna stay home. So now I'm gonna charge him
I'll go
$50.
hang out at a show or something, or I'll just take the night off and get. Honestly, when people cancel on me, I'm just like, I'm gonna get high as fuck. Yeah.
I
just get
love when plans are canceled.
I fucking
love cancel plans on
Honestly, the people that get mad about these things need to smoke weed because, like, when you have to wait when somebody cancels on you, I just go sick. Like, if there's a delay on something, I just go tight. Time to smoke. I have time to smoke some weed.
No, but think about this. Like you have plans to go out and do something with somebody. They cancel. You already blocked out that time. Now you have that entire time to fuck off,
and no one else can book me for that time.
Cancel.
I feel like some people just like don't actually enjoy that time by themselves.
Dude, I would venture to guess about at least half the things I commit to go doing when the plans get canceled. I'm happy about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not that was in a lot of cases, not that I didn't want to go do that thing, but it's like, oh, I don't have to do anything.
Yeah,
doing nothing is fantastic.
Yeah,
I'm big on that, dude.
Yeah, I don't get mad about that stuff. The only time I'll get mad is when somebody flakes like too close to the thing and I've already like started going.
Yeah, if you're in the Uber, it's like, God.
Oh my God,
damn
I'll
it.
be on the train in San Francisco,
Yeah.
and I'm like, sometimes I'm like taking a train to like Santa Cruz to meet a friend for something.
Oh no,
and
you're
then on
going
the way,
fucking
they're
far,
like,
huh?
I actually can't, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, if you're all the way down there, that's
I had a friend
worst,
cancel
dude.
on me for something in Oxnard, and I was on Amtrak. It was like an $80 Amtrak train. And halfway down, I'm like, they give me a text, and they're like, yeah, I can't do any of this stuff today. I think I'm also going to cancel the show later. So I'm like, we're not going to podcast, and you're going to we're not doing the show later. That was like supposed to pay me back for
the
this
whole
fucking train
reason I
ride?
was coming down here. It's fucking ridiculous.
I was like, I'll kill you.
Yeah, and like I said, also the D-bag tax, like, it just belies a lack of responsibility on the women's part. It's like, listen, first of all, it's your taste. You agreed to date this piece of shit. But two, it's like I said, there's no bitch tax. It's like, oh, you were not fun. Give me my money back.
Do that to a woman. That's insane. I wouldn't do it. That's why it's like, just don't do that back to us. Like,
Yeah,
please.
exactly.
So I'll never do that
All
to
right,
you.
here's the last one, and you might know about this because I know you dabble in this world. Secret dating codes singles are using to hook up at the supermarket are revealed. Yeah. The trick to finding a single person who's ready to mingle while grabbing your groceries, there's a secret dating code for that only people in the know about. So apparently...
Do you like bananas?
Yeah, no. It says placing a bunch of bananas, a pineapple, or a peach in your cart if you're single. If you're single, you place the bananas, tip side up. If you're taken, tip side down. You put a pineapple in your cart if you're into swinging. And then what do they say about the peaches? I don't know. I think if you put a
peaches,
peach,
if you like eat ass.
Yeah, I think if you put a peach up your ass, if you're into whatever.
You put peaches in your cart because you're like, I'll eat ass.
Yeah, you put peaches in your ass, you steal them, and you only pay for the pineapple and the banana. But have you heard about this shit?
No.
I thought this is the kind of thing
Honestly,
you know about.
Man, this is the kind of shit that sounds like someone who doesn't fuck made this up. Like when you go, you've been fucking? They go, yeah, I've actually been using this very secret code at the grocery store.
I know.
You're like, are you really? You really do that? You really do that? Like I remember, like it's like a bad game. Like I knew this kid in high school that was like, he's like, I don't even talk to him. I just walk over and I put I write a note. I put it right in front of him.
Oh my God,
give him my number.
He's an incel. He's a school shooter now.
I'm like, no, you fucking don't. And if you do, they're not fucking hitting you back.
Also,
are you kidding me? Girls aren't like, oh, it just said, he was like, yeah, you just write like, you're hot, call me, number, they will. And I'm like, you're so full of shit.
Who the fuck is this guy, Zach Morris?
How fucking hot do you think you are?
That's wild. Dude, I feel like...
like, that's basically what the Maroon 5 guy was doing, and the girls hated that. And he's famous.
Oh, yeah.
But he's good looking and famous.
But the thing is, all we saw is the failed messages. I'm sure it succeeded a lot. A lot. I mean, the guy's rich, good looking.
Most people, if they just said, you're hot, I like you, I'd be like, all right.
Yeah, dude.
Most girls would just say that to me. I'd be like, let's go out.
Yeah, yeah. Like right now, if Megan Fox, whoever you find attractive, DM'd you, you could just say, hey, and you'd be like, I'll be there in 20 minutes.
She could say,
like, I'm in New York. I'll be there in 20 minutes.
Hey, you fat fuck. Let me grease you up, you fucking piece of shit. And I'd be like, what kind of oil do you want to use?
I don't want to have sex with you. I don't want to have sex with you. I just want to spit in your mouth. Okay.
Okay. Do you think you could have a Jolly Rancher in your mouth?
Yeah, whatever you want, babe. Whatever you want. But also, there's easier ways to get into the weird sex groups. Go online. Like if you're pushing your cart with a bunch of fucking weird vegetables in it in odd directions to try and pick someone up at Ralph's, it's a lot easier to just get on your phone and go to fucking feetfinder.com, whatever kink you're into, and get a whole community of freaks out there.
Yeah, they have this. I don't know. I've never used it. My friend swears by this thing called Field. It's for
I've heard about this. I've heard about this
recently.
recently.
Want to hook up?
Yeah, there's people into the poly life.
About looking into it. I don't know. Right now, I'm just fucking focused on
not doing that.
Not being just a big slut. Just like focusing on my career. I just want to like level up before I even do that kind of stuff again. But my friend swears by it. He's like, yeah, every single girl just wants to fuck, and he's like, it's tight. And most of them are in relationships that are poly.
Yeah, but I wonder about the quality of that. Because I wonder if like that app is kind of like a nudist colony where it draws in the people you don't want to see naked.
Yeah, they're not hot.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. That's what I wonder.
Poly people are always like a 6 or a 7.
I like the broad brush you just fucking painted that with.
Yeah, because
poly people.
5s and below can't
get in.
Do it.
Yeah, and eights and above
are like, you
why would I fuck you
me?
Animals? Yeah. You pack of elephants, get out of here.
Yeah. Which proves to you that I'm a 6 or 7.
Yeah, you're not a 4.
You fucking son of a bitch. I'll fucking fight you.
Oh, man. And on that note, I think we should end it right there. All right, dude, you got anything you want to promote? This will be coming out in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks.
Yeah, so it'll be coming out in the first week of November.
Yeah, I'll be headlining at the Alameda Comedy Club November 4th and 5th in the Bay Area.
Zach Lord will be there,
I'll be featuring at Stir Crazy Comedy Club the 11th and 12th. Yeah, Zach Lord, who's been on this podcast, is going to be hosting that weekend. And then Kabir Singh is headlining the weekend.
Yeah, I'll repost all that. Send me the promos. I'll repost that for you.
Yeah.
Where they going to find you online?
You can find me on Instagram at thisguyfunnyman.
All right.
On Facebook, Xander Beltran. And on Feet Finder, Big Toes 69 till I die.
Yeah, hook foot.
Yeah, I'm also just on Craigslist. Just like I post everywhere.
Back page.
You'll find me.
Back page, whatever you need them.
Ew, you know that?
Yeah, of course.
I used to have vans that would advertise it, and then I would be like, "What the fuck is that?" And some of my friends are like, "It's a very cool thing."
It's an interesting thing. Anyway, guys, that's it for this episode. You can obviously follow me at Randy Valerio. Follow the podcast at Ready Set Blow Podcast. Here for you each and every Wednesday. Rate, subscribe, review, all that shit. Tell your friends. Thanks for doing this, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me, man.
All right, man. All right, guys, that's it for us. Peace.